guys, and welcome to the month of Aquarius. So Aquarian energy is the 11th energy, so this is going to be very important what kind of goals we set this month. I'm actually doing things differently. I have created or refreshed or recreated, better to say, regular 3x3 spread to be something actually meaningful. So I'm applying this, what you're viewing, it's a Feng Shui Bagua over the reading. So that way, not only can we cover both general and love reading, but we can see different segments of your life. What is your journey? What is happening with your family? Where is your prosperity lying? What you should be doing to increase your chances of looking good, and what is, like, for example, residing in your love and marriage house. So without much further ado, let's jump into your monthly reading. Hi, my dear Aqua. It has been about 6 hours since I shuffled these cards and had one destruction after another. And as you can tell, that was like Safi's involvement into arrangement on the table, who is, see, somebody's fairy tale waiting here with us. So, okay, guys, where do I start? The overall energy, as I pointed out, interestingly enough, we are having the Emperor. Well, the Emperor is a very pragmatic energy. So, by the way, happy birthdays to all Aquarians during this Aquarian period. This is going to be interesting because we are carrying the energy of this year and the Star card is showing up. So it's going to be lots of things. We are also getting the Justice card, guys. So if you haven't seen my flavor of the year 11, please do. At the end of the video, like right when you end, you can just click on it and that's going to take you to it. Very important to see that Justice. Mind you, this kind of like came sideways, so it can go up and down just as it is. Kind of like things usually in life go up and down, so there is like not much to do. And this card was also jumping out, the Wheel of Fortune. The first time it jumped out was on the up side, and we had the Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups coming out. So overall energy, we have 10 and we have 10 and we have 10 and we have 9 and we have 11, like, so 2 9s, 3 10s, 11. As you can tell, things are sort of like moving to the next stage of our life. But isn't this always the case with our birthday? We always kind of use this time to like really get productive. Most people set their New Year resolution at the beginning of the year, and I do that as well. But really, really they are coming to basically use when, Safi, pardon me, kitty cat is rearranging the table here and making it easier for me. Really, these New Year resolutions are really starting to play once when we hit our Aquarian kind of like period. So the Emperor is like that very pragmatic energy, kind of set plans. What do you want to accomplish? What kind of person you want to be? So we are kind of cleaning house on so many different levels. We're cleaning house on sort of like a very pragmatic level. This goes, this stays. We are focusing. This is also a business card. So if somebody is kind of like trying to start a business, it's going to really be that way. There is going to be lots of energy. We are not going to be wasting time anymore. Emperor is like very, very kind of like clinical, even if you wish. The Empress is the feminine counterpart, so this is really masculine energy. Or we might have some kind of Aries like energy in our life that is going to start pushing it forward. So before I just start going in this reading, let me look into this skilled craftsman. I actually really like this deck. What is it called? I don't even know what is it called. Something. Let me see. It is called Vibrational Energy. I think it's self-published, so it's not easy to get a hold on, but I really kind of like the imagery. My cards are going to be something similar. So what is this all about? And I think it does give me lots of kind of like good vibes, giving and looking and at this kind of like entire energy, right? So before any new skill is accomplished, there is a time of learning where kind of like we share knowledge, where we discover knowledge. As you can see, look at that. All this connectivity, the stars, people, kind of like learning to kind of like get smoother, right? So the apprentice usually that works hard in honing and perfecting all facets of his or her trade is going to be in harmony, I guess, with the vibration of success of the skilled craftsman. So just like the emperor, guys, emperor can be a little bit hasty at times, but don't be too hasty to be the expert, because the journey will forever offer new knowledge and new learning for us. So this is really good. This is what I tell to many people. I'm sometimes approached, oh, Kat, kind of teach me tarot. Really, 7 years of my life, why would I dedicate it to you? Because this is really minimum amount of years that it takes to learn it. So you have to ask yourself, maybe you are already in the process of learning. Maybe you are already kind of like getting close to that mastery. It takes about 10,000 hours, which kind of works out to 7 years. So if you haven't started, why not to make this like first step? Maybe there was kind of like a stuff that has been going on throughout the years. Maybe there were projects that some of us put on the back shelf, and it's maybe time to dust them off. It's maybe time to start going forward. Now, what is holding us back? It is some kind of guilt. Are you feeling that if you dedicate time to yourself, that you're selfish? Because we do have that issues, right? Like others tell us, well, you're this, you're that, but they don't understand the amount of energy, love we actually put not only in the other people, but the other projects and even their little kind of pet projects. And we feel guilty when we have to dedicate things to ourselves. And I please ask you to stop doing that. This is kind of like frozen condition. This is inactivity. This is, oh, well, do I deserve it? Should I do it? You all know the situations when we get to it where we kind of like really don't have the strength to get out of it, where could be a whole bunch of things holding us back, from laziness to other people telling us, oh, it's never going to work out. Keep in mind that other people will always tell you, just as I told you, it takes lots of hours, lots of dedication to get there, lots. And even then, the success is not guaranteed, but it's likely. It is very likely. So are you going to make the first step, Aquarius? So let's see. Since basically you know that I have my egg spread, which is kind of like really something I worked on for a long time, I decided also, as you have seen in the intro, to even make this monthly spread different. That is like not just out of the box Celtic cross or something like that. So this is going to kind of give me different areas of life, from the center where we really are to like, I mean, different kind of like parts of us and what we want to do. So let's start like different aspects of our life. It's kind of like really interesting in communication, travel, and other people. We have tons. And I think the communication is what really is going to be very, very important during this period. This communication is definitely asking us to close certain things down. And I'm seeing that, as I told you in the introduction, 9s and 10s, and switching this over, it is time for Well, I would not say fresh start. It is time for a new start. Why am I not saying fresh? Because something has been lingering on for quite a while, for quite a few of you. Either that is back to you having something on the back burner, or something has finished and you had to deal with this. And you had to deal with this. I can't even speak today. And so this is telling me that it could have been a situation that was really hard to comprehend, that somebody just like took certain things away, and that guilt, maybe it is not your guilt. Maybe it's not something we did, even though I intuitively feel it is. I feel that maybe it was something as well, because it's never one person, right? It takes two to tango. So even if that is a small, thin share that we did, I think we have finally acknowledged this. And we are sort of like finding compassion about that entire situation. And it was a situation that brought lots of anxiety, lots of soul searching. Hello? Hi. Hi, Aqua Girl. Are you soul searching? Or are you messing up the table again? Can you please lie down? You know, Sunday is my family day, and I think Safi really wants to kind of make a point that I need to spend time with family. Okay, so let me tell you which cards are on the table. By the way, she flicked one more card to dream, and it's kind of really a card that will kind of go in tune with the rest of the deck. So I'm going to take it in. So let me tell you, because not everybody is familiar with the deck, which cards we have on the table. We have the Justice. We have Queen of Wands reversed. Pardon me, Queen of Wands. We have Knave of Swords reversed, aka Page of Swords reversed. We have 10 of Pentacles. We have 9 of Wands. We have the Moon reversed. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Queen of Swords. 7 of Swords reversed. 9 of Swords. The Star, the Temperance reversed, and the 10 of Swords reversed. The bottom energy is the Emperor, and so was from the other deck as well, the Emperor. Over here we have the Guilt and the Dream. So this will be the Six of Cups, but in this deck you really have to know very significant meanings as per their own explanation, and here with this will be 8 of Swords. So as I said, I'm reading this differently, and kind of like really do appreciate Safi's help, even though I really would not get anywhere if I have to spend 6 hours on every reading. That kind of like would be tough, not to mention there's like still way to go for this to kind of be finished. So my dear Aquarians, hopefully, and she's like right here sleeping and watching, we are going to be able to kind of focus on it right now. So what I see, the Justice is a really prominent energy. It is also something that kind of like came here to advise us about what we are doing, where we are going, or why we are going there, right? So this also kind of like would be a love area as well, in addition to relationship area, right? This is also very good for deepening your spiritual practice, for academic achievement, career success, creativity, right? So something is getting in balance in that area in this period of time, and this looks like it's going to be the very, like, it covers quite a bit of it. The colors that maybe you want to wear to kind of like really remind yourself and to enhance this energy would be blue, red, and purple, and that definitely can help a lot. A gem would be amethyst, kind of like really. And so it is kind of really interesting, because if I just like looked at the trajectory, it's going through the period of struggle, which I kind of addressed already in the introduction. The struggle has been where we got really bruised, we got stuck, we got scared, we wondered if we really want or can go forward. We kind of like wonder who will we quote unquote become. I think some Aquarians got very, how shall I say, unsociable. Let's put it down, unsociable, and maybe even domineering, which kind of like I don't think was expression of kind of like hate toward the world. It just was a need for this solitude, for the comprehension, and that was like kind of feeling of this whole bunch of things going wrong. Talking about the knowledge, something feels twice, especially when it comes to, let's say, children or mentors, that we are still to some extent tapping in the dark, or maybe not getting the recognition that we believe we truly deserve. The good thing about that, and this is kind of the center of the reading, right? So it is like simply kind of like about compassion and love in what I'm seeing. And this particularly would be compassion and love toward yourself. I would say this also card tells me to avoid clutter. This keeps that message keeps coming through this reading. And this clutter means at home, kind of get rid of anything that is not fashionable, not needed. You didn't use it in 2 years. Has to go. Like minimize. Queen of Swords always minimizes in order for Queen of Wands to start moving forward. I absolutely see possible business, and this business could include family members. They could be like your immediate family or your extended family, such as in-laws. And it's kind of really interesting. 2 karma cards coming out here, 2. And the big ones too, because this one, Wheel of Fortune, goes up and down, right? And we have 2 tens to boot, which kind of like, you know how it goes up. This one will be when you're on the up, this one will be when you're on the down. So it is telling us not to really overly worry when things don't really start to happen the way we want. I really think one area where we really need to kind of like really get is helpful people. This is the area of helpful people. And it was a whole bunch of things coming out here as I started initially. We are the sign that wants to help others, but we are also a sign that have huge issues and huge difficulty when we need help. We either want to resolve issues ourselves, and this is like confirming over here, and we have really big difficulty either speaking about what happened and getting out of our system, or even asking for help. It's almost like a sign of pride and embarrassment. And look at that. This is like persisting in spite of all odds, right? Beaten, broken, but guess who is standing? Yes, you Aquarians are still standing. Which is good and bad, right? If you really think about it. I personally think this is really good, that self-sufficiency and ability to do that. But something will be happening this period that's going to create a complete shift. We will understand a complete need of involvement of the other people to get us to where we need to go. It's a completely fresh new cycle. Whatever happened, that was Safi. She is actually wanting to communicate with Bluetooth with the other computer. Isn't it sweet? Totally Aquarian putting it. So 10 of Swords reversed is saying that something that happened that we really hated, that we really felt pain, that we really felt cheated, we felt let down, was not exactly what we thought. Maybe we kind of like passed the judgment. We definitely did. And it's not to say that we haven't been hurt. Yes, we did. But maybe there were issues over here that I see that maybe we really didn't take in account. And those issues have been very important in this particular situation. or maybe we couldn't look in those issues, and right now we're ready. When I see the star card or the stars in this deck, I kind of like really sing with joy, to use a really silly expression, because to me, first of all, this card does describe us. It gives us this energy, and we need this energy in this period of time. And it's combined with this year's flavor over here. It's combined with this happiness in family, and this is also falling in the family segment. So guys, whatever is needed, if you have falling out with anybody from the family, or if you need to make your kind of bone stronger, this is like such an amazing time. And clarity is really needed. As far as your career, this is going to be the key. Queen of Swords is, as I said, cleaning everything out. So yes, it comes from the house cleaning, but it also goes to which people and who are the people you want to keep in your job, in your life. Is your job still providing you A, with money, 2, with ease, 3, with reputation that you want? We will have to have all 3 in order for us to continue. Otherwise, I think we'll be starting to move. We'll start to look around. Relationship segment is kind of really interesting. There is spying going on, and I think it's either somebody checking us out or we are checking somebody out. And it is kind of like the energy where I really don't see much will, to be honest, to kind of jump into something new. Giving the amount of air, look at this, air, 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 huge amount of air. And then we have fire here. So air and fire, we are really kind of like doing well in that kind of element, right? It's uplifting energy. It's finally time to go forward. We still maybe have somebody from the past, some of you, that maybe we felt was a dream partner, but it didn't happen. Some of you already, and there are actually 2 scenarios here that I see. So for some of you, it is somebody from the past that you're checking on this person quietly through social media. You're checking their Instagram, you're checking their Facebook. You're still participating in their life, even though I don't think they are present in your life. There is like another level over here. This could be upcoming love. And this is warning us over here with that guilt card and with the temperance card. It's saying to us, we shouldn't be giving up on our dream. We should not say, well, you know what, I'm done, over with, put a fork in me, right? No, this is saying, look, we have been going through something really major. And yeah, it kind of like have been obviously very hard. It have been kind of bruised, but guess who survived? We survived. So this could be something completely new happening, new coming thing in our lives. And it's going to be something that probably is going to have a flavor of a really early teenager love, when you're really excited about something where it's really innocent, where something is finally happening. And the reason why this is happening is because we are having a different vibration. We are removing things, because everything that you keep that you shouldn't keep is lowering your vibration down, just like the dust at home. You have dust, your vibrations go down and goes down to stagnation level. These energies are really high energies, really, really, really high. So roll up your sleeves and start doing stuff. That's going to kind of like really, really help. All right, Aqua, let's check a few things over here. I'm using this weird combination. It's kind of a combination between Gypsy and Lenormand. So something wants to come. It talks about fidelity. Oh my gosh, we are the most loyal sign. And anybody can like really challenge this, what I'm saying, but I have never heard of any other sign that is more loyal than us. Loyalty and fidelity is like something that we take pride in. Not because we don't want to cheat on somebody else. we don't want to cheat ourselves. And I think this is really coming to the surface, that we are really trying to figure out who we want to be loyal to and also who was loyal to us. And I think this whole struggle was establishing who is who in our life. And it's going to be either you're on the list, oh sorry, you're not on the list, delete the phone number, everything else. It's going to be just like that, because you know there is a time where you need to pull the plug. So I want to see this. It was somebody who we met over here that I see. Maybe it was somebody long distance, because I see the traveling or time issue was involved. We really felt betrayed by this person, and there is healing happening, and it's basically finally being put behind. So just want to get more information about that. And if this is not a person, guys, it could be things going down and earlier in basically our lives, when we kind of like maybe set the ceiling for us, and he said, well, that's it, this is for the other people, this is not for me. Or, you know, I'm not pretty enough to date Brad Pitt, or I'm not rich enough to go this. No, we will be changing that. We are not going to feel those boundaries, those limitations. That is going to become a completely new story, a really good story. Whatever, that's right. It was the time, it is the time when somebody dies, and I think somebody died. We are seeing this twice right now. They're really dead to us. I'm sorry for all the cross watchers to say we rarely go back. And we rarely go back, especially if we have been betrayed. So the Weather card is the card that talks about somebody who has been going through, obviously, loss of somebody really dear, somebody who obviously maybe he spent many years of his life and woven experiences. So the fact that, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? I just noticed this. Gosh, this is so weird. Isn't this looking like a second arm? I initially thought it's something else. So I'm completely kind of like freaked out with this. I think it's probably an urn or something, hopefully. Or it is just like my astigmatism that is coming over here. He's still sad. He's still sad. But this healing is happening. It's his understanding that even though we thought somebody was perfect, or some of us are maybe feeling, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen for me? Is it going to happen for me? How can it happen for me? No, we are going to realize this why and how. Questions that I see usually when sevens come out mean nothing. We're going to say, in fact, why am I, Aquarian, spending this time and wasting my time with this kind of crappy questions? I don't care. I want to move forward, and moving forward, so we will. And this is kind of like fully understanding that maybe things were not exactly as they have seemed, but it is time for us to dress up, to start moving on with our lives, and life reward action. And so will be. So let me see two more things. I want to see this, just this. I want to see this world. And let's see, what is this moon, and clarification of these emperor people, to see where this takes us. So yeah, so you know what, if you guys had issues that have been question about real estate, or question about home, and home can be many things. Home can be, home is where the heart is. Home can be where you live, and home can be also where you work. There will be time to kind of like really look into excuse me, especially things that did not work, and to kind of like make amends and to rebalance them, because this is the ideal time to do that. As far as this moon is, maybe some of us got caught, and this was also reversed, in the cycle of, let's call it misfortune, in a cycle of everything you take is turned into, right, boo-boo. So it's like, oh my gosh, I just cannot get a break. Mercury retrograde becomes bigger, everything becomes bigger, and then like all of a sudden, like we start building these like big walls. It is time to like minimize. So within these walls, you cannot move much within these walls if you do not minimize and get rid of things that don't need to be there. So let's see this justice. The thief. Yep. This is the thief. Look at the thieves, look at the mice, look at them enjoying and taking the cheese while the kitty cat is sleeping. So yes, but you know what? Part of it happened because we allowed that. Maybe we are blaming ourselves while we were sleeping at the switch, but guess what? No point of blaming ourselves anymore. This is like, we are reaching the clarity about it. As I said, we are not going to ask ourselves why this happened, why did he or she do that. It doesn't matter. We are moving forward. And let's see these two emperors. That stability is, look at that, amazing. The stability is talking about us. You know what? This is the best gift I think I can give to anybody. And again, the amethyst, guys, this is our color. Adorn yourself in amethyst. Adorn yourself in purple. Have purple notebook handy. Have purple phone cover. Purple is going to be the energy that you can draw upon. And purple is the energy of the year number 11. And look at that. We are having desire and unexpected joy. And this is falling as a clarification of this overall energy. So, you know what? I think the biggest loss of all that person can experience is giving up. When the star comes reversed, I know this person is in some kind of like hole. Whether they dig their own hole or not, it's immaterial. Let's get them out. Let's save them. We can talk later. We are getting out of that hole. And I think we have been in this dark place for a while right now. And somehow we started to feel that we cannot get out of there. That this is it. That's all we can do. And guess what? I'm glad to say that very soon we're going to realize that maybe long distant horizons that we once wanted to have are going to start coming back to us with joy and feed us with the energy. And this energy is going to also be a really material. It's like, look at that, going out for a walk and finding like a chest of gold. This is literally what is going to happen to us, guys. This is falling on the emperor. It is falling on the stability. That's why my initial thing to you was, this can be very much job related. I see lots of foundations over here. One, setting a desire is we are getting that zest for life. We are getting back that enthusiasm. We are getting this will to actually roll up our sleeves and do something. This is a CEO person. This is somebody who is on the go. This is somebody who said, okay, oh my gosh, I have been hurt. I've been through it, right? And you know what? I'm not wasting my time. Life is too short to waste another month, another year, another day. And she starts jumping in action. Because after all, we thought that things kind of like got a better of us, that we have lost in the game. And we did, but we also won. So how is that possible? Because loss is only a loss if you cannot move from it, if you cannot learn from it. And this is not the case. In this particular case, we are learning, we are moving, we are healing, and we are able to start re-engaging with other people. The obstacle, as I said, is like the guilt. It's kind of like trying to figure out how important you are, my dear Aquarians. You kind of have to really figure out to put yourself first. It has been enough. This doesn't mean to be ultimately arrogant or selfish. This simply means that we are right now kind of like immersing ourselves in the flow of life. We are kind of understanding how and which direction this is going to take, and it's going to be good. But we need to do our work. Our work is like, get rid of anything that is not going to flower, anything, and pay attention to yourself. So my dear Aquarians, I hope This is going to be a really productive month, and closure is here. And not only closure, but somebody else, this whole entire desire is going to bring this huge passion that we do have inside of ourselves. And roll up your sleeves, do your share of work, whether this means meditation, whether this means cleaning the house, whether this means polishing your resume, whether this means kind of like getting to the next level. That's what it is. So until the next time, I love you. And if you guys want your own private reading, you know where to reach me, cattarot.ca. Love you, everybody. to share, like, and subscribe. Here are like cat jokes. So it says, what do cats eat on sunny days? Mice cream cones. And what do you call a cat who lives in an igloo? An Eskimo. So cute. Enjoy it. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.